So no stripper pole?
No stripper pole.
Okay, I just want to clarify. Thank you.
And by the way, I do
Damn.
have to put an FYI out there. I got trolled. The other day. I didn't do research, and I thought that I was talking to Dan from 3D Friends. And
Yeah, it's a fake account.
It was a fake account. Yeah.
No, this
I
my
nearly fell
real
for it the
account.
other
This
day
is
as
really
well.
Rocky.
I know your voice.
Oh shit, that's
Holy
Rocky.
cow. It is Rocky.
Whoa.
Hi, Rocky.
What up, Rock?
See, how you guys doing?
I'm
Good, man.
Good.
Work.
So, Rocky, I have a question.
Yeah.
So I know you did say you never met Aaron. I was gonna say never met Rocky. Hello, you never met yourself, but you never met Aaron in person.
Mm-hmm.
How long total were you guys associated with each other?
Since February of this year.
What made you want to interact with him?
I DM'd him 2 years ago to make music with him, and whenever he was going live with all those Joker Gang people, he was like, who do I need to hit up to do some music? Everybody told him to reach out to me, and then whenever he found out, like, I already messaged him, he got all excited because I messaged him years ago, and so that's whenever we made Demons that same day, you know.
Rocky, what are the text messages you have?
Those are just those text messages that supposedly are from Aaron's phone, you know, like supposedly that like.
How'd you get them though?
He had multiple phones.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like they're from all the like those weird accounts that DM me on fucking Instagram and stuff like that, and it seems like everybody else that you guys name has the stuff, you know. And so
yeah, but how? How do they have his stuff?
How do we know if it's even real, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's why.
Yeah, I think that's kind
of that's why I told people I retired from it, because it doesn't seem like we're getting anywhere. Everybody's just asking the same questions and circling back to the same area, and it just seems that, you know, if they wanted some information to be out in the public in the limelight, they would have released it by now. You know, there's probably more to it than what we'll ever understand.
Fucking sense.
And we'll never comprehend that, you know. So it's just, at the end of the day, it sucks that we lost somebody who was hurt and damaged, but it also sucks that there's people out there who knew he was hurt and damaged, and they still decided to spend all their energy trying to milk this guy for the little bit of stuff he had. You know, that's the worst part of it all.
So Rocky, yes or no, right now, because I've watched your lives the last 3 days and everything, and you're very intelligent. I think you're extremely well spoken on things, but make it official right now. Do you believe in any of the conspiracy theories that are out there right now, or do you believe 100% it was an accidental overdose?
I believe 1,000% he died by accident, and just people just didn't know what to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just think about it. Like,
heard it here first.
Yeah, like you know what I mean? So like the best thing to do was probably separate everybody from the situation. That you know what I mean? So nobody's finger, because nobody was, one person was not specifically responsible for his passing, you know, besides himself and his problems. Everything else is just, you know, it's easier to point the blame at people, you know. Me, myself, you know, it was easy for me to point the blame at Momo because he kept talking about him and doing that. But once you looked up some things and compared and contrast, you're like, oh man, I'm such an asshole. This dude lost his wife. And I'm saying, you know what I mean? It's just like, it sucks. But it's not.
Rocky, let me ask you this. I'm just curious to get your take on Scotian Savage.
I honestly, I don't even know who that is. You know what I mean? Never even heard of the guy.
I mean, I've never talked to him.
All I know is
you're better off.
All I know is that he made a video saying that he was going to beat me up or beat Aaron Carter up, and then like just.
Dude, you got him all day.
That's not the point. Though. The point is the fact that he spent time in his day to make that video about people he doesn't even really know in real life. Like,
well, my thing, Rocky. The thing that like my issue with him is his switching up right now. Like, he was somebody that barely knew Aaron, okay? And then he, you know, like so many other people, was, you know, they started that little unsolicited podcast, which was nothing but an Instagram live that they had like, maybe 2 episodes of. And then he had the inevitable falling out with Aaron, like everybody eventually does.
Yeah.
And he talked shit about him for months. And, you know, he was lame as shit in terms of saying stuff like, if I get so many followers on my YouTube, I'll give this tea out.
I'll give some tea. He said that like he said that like you're saying he said that like recently.
It was on his Twitter. It's on his Twitter. Or he tweeted and he was like, if I get, I forget however many followers on my YouTube, I'm gonna give you guys this tea.
When was that?
I remember that.
There's many people here that can attest to that.
He's done that more. He's done that more than one time.
No, but like
he's done that, and so has Morgan and 3D Friends. They did it too. Like, if you come to my live, if we get 30 followers, we'll tell you the truth.
Dan.
They said that.
And spill the tea.
And now, since Aaron has died, he's doing these live. Look, Jenna Shea is fucking. She's been saying the truth that she had to block Scotian because he's delusional. And like she blocked him a long time ago because he was obsessed with Aaron after their fallout, would not stop running his mouth. And I'm sorry, Jenna Shea is credible, and she's a friend of mine. I believe her, when she says something like that. And now Scotian's out here, saying, acting like this crusader, like he's wanting to get to the bottom of Aaron's death and justice for Aaron and all this shit. I'm like, keep the same energy you had when he was alive. That's my point about all of this shit.
1,000%.
Can I ask a question to Rocky, please, Case? Rocky, first of all, thank you so much for coming on. I actually wanted to ask you because you apparently, I haven't seen your lives, I just saw the clippings on Twitter. Can you tell me if you can, I do not know because you are chatting or live streaming with all those different people. Can you tell me your timeline of death? Because I just want to establish my own, just for my own curiosity. And then we spoke earlier about Cody and why you would have her on. And if we were just discussing that earlier, and if you just like genuinely like her, or if you kind of like.
That's one question you're asking at once that have different answers that do not coexist with one another, So if you could ask one question at a time, that would be more respectable.
Sure. Can you tell me your timeline of what you think happened because you apparently have more text?
The text message thing that I've seen doesn't create a timeline. It doesn't do anything because it's not the same day that he died. Those are days before he died, So that doesn't
okay, because I was wondering
because contribute to anything besides the fact it was just more of like who was around him those last 24 hours, before his body was found, before the things like that. So I never came to a conclusion, So it's just gonna be just left there, like anything that I've ever said on any Instagram live, like of course, I've had my opinions about certain things, but the majority of the stuff that I shared and mentioned is stuff that other people have given me to share. I can't speak on the timeline of death because to me it just none of it adds up because like I can't pinpoint one time to a specific time to another time because it always seems like there's something that somehow just that exists at the same time, And so like it's just way too early, I'd rather wait until they decide to release any reports,
Which could be a minute, I guess.
I can't because I'm trying to make myself not seem like a conspiracy theorist, if you can respect that. I don't have a conspiracy of a timeline of death. I just have facts of timestamps that just don't add up. You know what I mean?
I appreciate you saying that, I appreciate you coming on and being real. I mean, it's like, I said earlier, I said, I found like, I didn't know anything about you other than what people were telling me. And somebody asked me, why did I go live with you? And I was like, because I love a good conspiracy theory. I was like, I want to see what this guy's talking about. And I genuinely like you. We've had some, we've talked back and forth. It doesn't mean I agree with some of the stuff you said in the past, but I'm like, you're a real one for owning up to shit how you see it now.
The thing is, though, that's for a lot of you guys misinterpreted a lot of stuff that I was saying because I was reading things and sharing things that other people were showing me. So I don't know what you guys seen on Twitter or Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, but a lot of that stuff is cut and cropped, cut and clipped.
Yeah, I wasn't watching, so I
No, exactly, and I wasn't watching either. So I was just wondering if you know more
about Cody. I get that you asked about Cody. I have respect for anybody who is wearing Aaron's clothes, who loves Aaron, and she was definitely somebody that was special to Aaron and clearly special to a lot of his fans, things like that. I don't have to have a personal relationship or even have a personal like for an individual to give them to let them know that I know they exist. That's all it is. They are comfortable, knowledgeable enough to know that I know they are alive as a human being. That's all it is. You know what I mean? It's like me having this conversation with you. You can go sit at a table tomorrow and be like, Rocky Luciano knows that I exist. That's all it is. It doesn't mean that we're best friends. Doesn't mean that, like, case studies. Case studies knows that I know he exists. It has nothing to do with anything else.
Rocky,
I don't think Rocky knows I exist.
I got to ask Rocky this real quick, and then Joker, please take over because I've got to get my son up, and I want this conversation to continue on. But I just want to ask Rocky this real quick. I'm gonna mute myself, and you guys continue speaking. Randy Lynn, bro, you gotta know.
Explain, explain,
what
Rocky.
To explain.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
Yeah,
he doesn't like. I'm gonna mute myself. Can someone please? I tried a little bit, but my memory sucks at times.
The thing is,
Joker, take over.
Now you're asking me to explain about. But
no, I'm not asking you to explain.
I got a question.
I'm not asking
I got
you
a
to
question
explain.
on Randy Lynn, so I'll go ahead and do an explanation, a small part.
Check this out, though.
But
what you're about to ask about Randy Lynn is the same answer you're going to get for Cody and for anybody else.
No. You can have a relationship with her. No, that's cool.
Maybe better than I could.
My question is different, Rocky, because you can have your relationship with her as far as being friends and having respect for her wearing the clothes. I just have questions.
These aren't friendships. These are called, I am acknowledging your existence. That's not me saying we're friends. I'm acknowledging that, like right now, I'm acknowledging you as a person. That's it. We're communicating.
Yes. Okay, so, then let me ask you a question. So, I watched her on your timeline, or on your Instagram, and I shook my head, but I know you kind of, saw through some of her bullshit. And a lot of what she said is bullshit. I mean, come on. She's known him for 25 years. That would put her at 6 years old, and she's in love with him. He's in love with her. Come on now, bro. Bullshit.
Yeah, I never...
But my question... But hold on. I'm not saying you fed into it or you believed it or anything like that. I'm just saying, I watched your facial expressions and I can tell, you're like, really, girl? I could smell bullshit when I smell it. But my question to you is, do you believe any of her Melanie spiels, any of her Twitter spiels that she's done, or any of her proof of receipts of Melanie stalking, or any other conspiracy?
Any of the stuff that you're speaking of, I don't.
You do. She said she showed you screenshots of timelines of Mel is stalking her in Illinois or wherever she's located.
I don't look into anything that people send me. I'm not looking. I'm not reading. I'm not scrolling through nothing.
So when she's
understand.
So then when she's
there's
on,
50 other people that are trying to fill me in on stuff that has nothing to do with anything, and because of the oversaturation of false facts and false lies, that has pushed me away from even liking whatever, you know what I mean? Just because there's so much.
But bro, she's been on your IG at least three times.
3 times. That was
she's been on there
a couple nights ago, and that was because
she's been up. I've seen twice, and then I saw her yesterday on 3D.
I'm not.
So
she
was on on your show.
She's not on my show. I let her into my live a couple nights ago. I acknowledged her existence, and she proceeded to fill me in on some stuff, and just like the rest of you guys. And at the same time.
Okay, so what do you feel on that?
She's an entertainer. Do you not understand that this is all for entertainment purposes at this point? Do you think that I am a private investigator or something that works for the FBI?
You did have your title of Rockford Files. I mean, that was kind of hilarious.
It's a troll.
I'll give you that.
I'm just trying to make people laugh because this is very sad, And if we
can get
a character, and if we
Joker, I apologize.
In there that's going to make everybody laugh, then why not just enjoy it? Because life's short as it is.
Hey, Rocky. Hey, how are you? I just want to say something really quick because I completely understand like where you're coming from, and like I understand your perspective of that, and I think maybe we're having a hard time explaining that by giving
I
Randy
didn't
a
give her
platform
the
like this.
platform. I acknowledged her
But
one time
okay,
a
let me.
couple days ago. She's not coming back on my live. Cody's not coming back on my live.
Okay,
None of these people
Rocky.
come back. Everybody gets that one chance to
Right,
show. But the thing is, though, like I said yesterday on the live, we were done. It's over. You know what I mean? There's no
And
more
it's
I
not
understand
information.
that,
it's not
and
just Rocky. There's
may
a
I?
lot of people
Can I
that are
just
bringing
like
her on.
finish my thought really quick? I just want to finish my thought, and it's not like specifically about you, Rocky, but it's just in general. When people in general bring somebody like Randy on, it really becomes dangerous. Like this person, I in my heart believe is dangerous to Melanie. Not because I don't like her or don't dislike her, whatever it is, but she, like, to you it's entertainment. To Randy Lynn, it is real life, and I'm not like exaggerating that to talk shit. um but it feeds into her delusion, and it's like not specifically about you or you're giving her a platform. That's not what I'm trying to
Whatever
say
it
at all,
is
my
that you're
guy.
saying, just know that I already know, and that's it. You know, like
Awesome.
there's nothing else to it. You saw the same thing I saw. Like, you know what I mean? We all saw the same thing. Like, that's all
For
it
sure.
is. There's nothing else to it.
I think Rocky was just trying to be respectful to Randy Lynn and
Right.
just hearing her out.
I agree.
There's nothing else to it. Like, everybody always claims to know something, to say something, but at the end of the day, judging from what everything that I've gathered and we all gathered and we can see, you know, it wasn't there's nothing to it. There's not nobody out there who fucking wanted to kill Aaron. You know, Aaron was not a millionaire. Aaron probably didn't even have $5,000 in his bank account. You know, not even about the money, you know. It's just the fact that somebody lied about not being there. And that's all that's all it is to me. But
So, Rocky, I've just got a question. What are your thoughts on, Czech now inserting himself
you got
into
to look at
every single
you
narrative
got to
out
look
there?
at it, man. Like, Czech has never had anybody in the industry ever look out for him. I've met all kinds of awesome people, all kinds of great people. I've done music with Grammy Award winning artists, you know, Grammy nominee people. I've done so much stuff, and nobody's ever gave Czech a chance. Aaron Carter gave Czech a chance. You know, so Czech has dedicated himself to Aaron even before his passing. So it's kind of like what else?
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with
What else
like
do you?
remembering the person. What he seems to be doing is with every image and picture, it's all about him, or it's all about him doing this, him
But
doing that. It doesn't
but if
feel
you
about
don't,
Aaron. It feels
but
all
if you
about
guys
him.
don't like it, just block him, ignore him, unfollow him. It's really not that hard not to give
Well,
people attention. In the country rap world, there's a lot of artists who get pushed away and they get shut down whenever they do something wrong, and they can have a blue check or whatever. But just the fact that they fucked up with the people don't fuck with them no more. Now they only get 5 or 6 likes a post because.
Muting everybody for just a second, because I just want to tell Rocky one thing. Like, I am somebody that has talked to Czech many times, and this is a guy that I talked to multiple times when Aaron was alive, and he was somebody that not only denied his drug addiction, but obviously he enabled it. I asked him one time on a private Instagram call. I was like, why, what are you doing? I said, this guy's nodding out, like and like, damn near overdosing on and you're standing there right next to him. And you know what Czech told me, Rocky? He was like, he does that on purpose. And I asked him, I said, well, why does he do that on purpose? And he was like, because what else does he have going for him? He does that to get views and to get people talking about him. And not only that, but I talked to him, which I think I said to you on our last live, or our only live. I was like, I talked to Czech a week before Aaron died and brought up the huffing thing, and he was still maintaining the fact that the guy was trolling and that it was a Febreze can. He's not a good dude. I know you know him personally, and you're there, and maybe he's not at heart a horrible person, but everything that he's showing all of us is not a good look. at all. And it's just been all about me. Like, he's saying this shit, oh, I want to carry on Aaron's light, I'm going to keep shining. Like, that's for his son to do. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, to me, he is an established clout chaser, and he is somebody that stood there. And I don't know if he gave him drugs, but he damn sure looked the other way. That's all I got to say.
Rocky, you're muted.
I think Case muted me. Case muted us all.
No, you're good. You're good.
So did you want me to like respond off of that, or?
I mean, I was just, it was a stat. Like, I know it was a lot, but like,
well, no, like, I don't even really know the dude. You know what I mean? I just know him in real life. Like, I've met him because he's from Florida. He's in the rap scene. You know what I mean? All of us Florida rappers have crossed paths lots of times. You know, we're all very hungry, very ambitious. It's just that there's a lot of different levels, a lot of different phases, and a lot of different routes in this game. You know, and
I know it, Rocky. I know. My wife works in music. She's out of town right now. Like,
no, but at the end of the day, the Aaron Carter route is not my route. You know what I mean? I was trying to bring Aaron Carter to my world. That's all. That's what
I have a question though, with regarding all of that. With the Blacklisted album, how do you feel now after all the backlash? I mean, the album's not getting any views.
How do I feel about what?
Yeah, it's been taken down as well.
Is it my album?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Rocky's not on that.
No, there's a feature I did for the album that's on the album, but all that stuff was uploaded way before he died, and I showed that on the internet. Like, I showed the pre-order link was out on Halloween.
Yeah, you did. I saw that. You did do it.
That's what I'm saying. It's
you weren't able to listen to it prior to it releasing or anything?
No, because it's not. I don't really give a fuck, because I've made 17 albums in 5 years, and I've made over 240 songs, and I've made songs with over 70 something people. So whenever I got sent the shit, I didn't really care about looking at it, because I didn't really. It doesn't really mean nothing. Like, it's cool. It just sucks that he died and like all that. You know, this is what I make. I make a lot of music. I'm always working on music with a lot of new artists. It's just a phase in life. You know, you come and they go. But it just sucks that all this happened like that, and it just looks the way it looks. It doesn't look pretty. But the thing is, though, you guys said the album got taken down. Well, guess what? The album's going to be back up on Spotify because somebody was bitching and complaining, and so then they talked to the big dogs, and the big dogs are putting it back up. Because at the end of the day, if they take that shit down, Prince won't get no fucking money. Because Prince doesn't get money on any album that ever came out before that, because Aaron Carter never got any money from those albums, because Aaron Carter's parents sold those albums. So when people are complaining about that,
well, Aaron sold that Love album himself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Aaron sold the Love album. Aaron sold those albums. So he can't sell this because he's not here to sell it. And trust me, and you saw the lives, he even tried to sell songs that I did with him.
Rocky, don't you get like a penny per stream?
Less than that.
Yeah, it's like half a penny.
Less. It's even less than half a penny per stream. It's not even worth it. Don't like that's why I don't give a fuck about it, because it's not really worth it.
Well, yeah, and that's why I don't know why they released it, because it doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound good. To me, it doesn't. I mean, him being Nick Carter's little brother, could have waited a little bit. Maybe Nick could have got his great producers in on it, and made it like really big.
Well, no, the album's pretty good, you know. But the thing is, it's not if Nick Carter wanted to do an album with Aaron Carter, he would have did it already. You know?
Exactly. I don't buy that.
Like nobody. I don't think you guys understand. Aaron could not find anybody that would work with him. Nobody wanted to work with him until Morgan did all that stuff for him and made him look pretty again.
What do you think the reason is behind that, Rocky? That nobody wanted to work with him?
I don't know the reasonings behind that. You know, I don't know why people denied him. I wanted to work with him over 2 years ago when I saw him on No Jumper.
It was perception.
It was because everything that was out there about him. That's why.
But no, it's not. It's not that. It's just that you have to do everything for him. And that takes a lot of
true.
energy.
That's
It
true.
takes a lot of energy to write somebody a song. It takes a lot of energy to
make somebody want to work.
And it takes a lot of energy to do everything. You know how much energy these people poured out in all this? How much energy they put in the album? How many thousands of dollars they spent trying to orchestrate all this when Aaron was alive? How much money was spent on production for videos and for everything? They were even shooting like a documentary for Aaron earlier this year when they were working on Blacklisted.
So you're saying Aaron didn't like put in a lot of work, or what are you saying?
No, I'm saying Aaron worked his ass off. Aaron, these people, and Aaron.
That's not what Morgan and Danny said, though. Sorry to interrupt, but that's what
you're saying. You're saying Morgan and Danny said Aaron didn't work his ass
Well,
off?
actually, I'm sorry, not Morgan. I haven't heard that from Morgan, but Danny is on record of saying that. He said that it was very hard to get Aaron to work when they were there staying with him.
Dude,
because
I got Aaron Carter to record music for me on Instagram Live all the way across the country. You know, I think it's just more of an energy thing. Like, if you got around him and couldn't get him to make a song, that was on you at that point.
Well, yeah,
actually,
you know, if you know how to make music and you got around somebody that is really good at making music and you can't get them to make music, that's.
Well, when he was with 3D Friends, he was kind of like really at a bad place. Like he was super, super hardcore nodding out. So that might have been why.
When was this?
When Morgan and Danny were like living with him for that minute, you know, that time frame where Danny got the German Shepherd puppy.
Oh, I don't know much about all that. You know,
it was like 3 or 4 months ago or 5. I don't know either, honestly.
No, I wouldn't say anything like that. Like I don't think he was using or anything like that, because those guys don't do drugs. Like, they drink. But Morgan doesn't even smoke weed.
No, I mean, no, Aaron was clearly abusing his Xanax. He was.
The Xanax thing? Well, if you got a prescription for it, that's a whole different world, you know?
I know, but
Rocky.
Using it.
Go ahead, Joker.
I just want to like make sure that we're not, people can still abuse drugs even if they're prescribed them.
Nobody's saying he wasn't abusing them, but the thing is, though, you're not going to be able to stop an abuser from abusing.
Right, but people keep on falling back.
It's not people's job to stop somebody from using drugs. When I was a drug user and a drug addict, nobody tried to stop me. Nobody tried to help me until I was really hurt.
With all due respect, I am so thankful for my friends that drug my ass into rehab, because that is what it took for me to get clean.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, like, I'm a different type of human being. I don't feel like another man needs another man to feel better about themselves. You can find that fucking power from inside of you.
It's not about power.
It's about power.
You have to have the power to stop. Aaron was a little boy. Let's be honest.
But then again, I was never around him. If I was around him, his whole persona would have changed. When I was FaceTiming him every day, he wanted to be a boxer. And when somebody talked him out of that, he never FaceTimed me no more for like a month or two until I went on tour.
Right, and I just think that's part of his personality that you just didn't know, and that's not your fault. It's just you didn't know that part of him. But Aaron, absolutely, in the 20 years that I've known him, has always molded himself into who he wanted to be. That's not right or wrong. I'm not saying that, but it's just good to understand.
And Rocky, just so you know, this guy Joker, he's a good friend of mine. He knew Aaron personally, so I just want to put that out there.
No, of course, I respect that.
Rocky, I have a question. Has the media reached out to you or the police for any kind of information that you're being sent to?
Has the media reached out what?
I just wondered if the media has reached out to you to get a statement from you because you have been on live with him.
No, I don't think nobody cares about me. I don't contribute anything to this guy's life.
Well, you are quiet.
Media doesn't
You're
care.
everywhere on the Carterverse, on Twitter.
Yeah, but that's only because of the trolls and the haters that are trying to like point fingers and decide who's who. You know, it has nothing to do with anything else.
Rocky, I have a quick question. If they were to do a documentary on Aaron Carter and or the Carterverse, and they asked you to like be interviewed, would you do it? Say yes. Say yes.
It'd have to make sense. It'd have to be real. I wouldn't do anything negative about him.
Yeah, for sure.
Because at the end of the day, he has a legacy, and that child of his will one day want to know who his father was.
shit. Sorry, I muted everybody. I wanted to make one point here to go off of what Rocky was just saying and what Lila was saying. If there was ever a documentary about Aaron to be made, and for many years, people have been vying for a documentary to be made about the Carterverse and the rabbit hole, of all the fuckery that he was doing. And because he did so many bad things. And that's why I always, me, I haven't switched up. And it needs to be acknowledged. But I will say this. The man is dead. And at this point, I really don't know if I would even want to, because I am, as a father, I do feel bad for his child, and it'd be pretty hard for his kid to see what his dad was about. In all honesty, Aaron's this is all going to fade away. It's all just current for the moment, and that's how shit is when a celebrity passes. But it really, for his child's sake, I would not be against all of the video footage and the Clipper channels and whatnot before he's of age to be able to. I would be actually probably for them deleting that stuff, because who wants to see that? You know what I mean? Who wants to see that's all he's going to have of his dad. So that's all I want to say.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not sure how long I'm going to keep all of those live streams up. They are going to be up because Prince obviously isn't going to watch them, but I agree with you. Documentaries are super, a good documentary will just lay it all out there, and
that'll be out there forever. Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, that's a documentary, it is what it is. Yeah, it's really hurtful and whatever, but I'd be interested to see them really take a deep dive on the effects of social media on someone's mental health.
That's true too.
Absolutely.
Case, I disagree with you not having a documentary. I agree with you on the point in regards to Prince. I wouldn't want a documentary out because I want the media to be held accountable. And I had Katie Wiesel. She's an X Factor contestant, and she has been abused during her season or afterwards, and she is now becoming a lawyer. She's in the UK, but she lived in Los Angeles, and she says that the media was ignoring us of all the information we have clipped and provided because we have tagged everyone. Well, I believe his death could have been prevented or extended further, and I think a documentary should be made so the media can be held accountable, and those.
And I'm sorry to mute everybody again, but that's what I'm on record as saying, is that, yeah, I trolled the guy. I made content out of him. But at the end of the day, my heart was in the right place, and it was for his child and the animals. And I was hoping to come at it, like I've said, in a different light. And, maybe it would bring a different pair of eyes on it, but the media, because Aaron was such a narcissist. He was such a narcissist that I truly, and I've talked to Joker about this, the one thing that could have potentially saved him and gotten him into treatment is if he had been shamed in the media, if they had reported anything that had been sent to them. There's thousands of hours of footage and stories, sending a dick pic to a kid, the 35 plus missing animals and 5 years time, the scamming, the mentally challenged fans, the abusing of his partners that were living with him. The list goes on and on. And had any of it ever been reported, I truly do believe in my heart of hearts that Aaron would have gone to treatment just to save face and protect the image that he thought he had. So yeah, that's it.
That's exactly what I told Case. Hence, that's the whole entire reason that I even made this account. And Aaron knew that. Aaron, somebody asked me the other day, did Aaron know that I was behind the Joker? Aaron knew that I was behind the Joker account before I even made the Joker account. I've never talked about what I've done behind the scenes to get Aaron into rehab. So I knew what, Aaron's bottom line would have been his public image. And I have never one time said that I was doing anything different other than trying to get Aaron help. And it was misperceived by a lot of people. But I you know, going back, if people actually look at what I was doing, you know, my heart was in the right place. You know, I really, really genuinely cared about Aaron, and I've always let that be known.
I'm gonna disagree with publicly shaming someone to get them
you
to do what
you
you
guys do
want.
know part of the reason why I was able to be so invested in this is because my truck was broken down for almost a whole week, and my girlfriend broke up with me the same day Aaron died, and so I had a bunch of free time.
Oh damn, that sucks.
Yeah, that's so really bad.
Rocky,
I was able to really sit there and analyze all that. You know, it's not like I was really that wrapped up around the guy's life. It was just I had so much free time and so much people was telling me so many information that it was so interesting that I got hooked into it.
Rocky, can I ask you? This is just a genuine question for me, and then I'm gonna let everybody else talk. I've got to do something, and I just want this dialogue to continue. When you were doing your lives with Aaron, there were and I would see them here and there, and you obviously you're a well-spoken, intelligent dude. Who, by the way, I will never make content out of because you would beat my fucking ass. You're a fucking big ass dude.
You can do whatever you want, man.
No, I'm not gonna make content. Like, no, I won't go there. But like, were you ever legit trolling him? Because a lot of people thought that when you were live with him that you were potentially trolling him. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I'm a funny guy, you know. I made fun of his OnlyFans. Don't you remember that?
Yeah, that was that awkward.
You know that. I always talk shit about
you
dudes
brought
that
up
do
his
OnlyFans.
dildo, man.
I talk shit about anybody that does OnlyFans.
There was one live I saw, Rocky. I think that you were on. I could just correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Aaron was talking about like his potential fight with maybe Benzino or whoever the fuck it was, and he was just talking about like, oh, I'm gonna do this and do that shit to him, and I'm like, I think you were possibly there on one of those, and I'm like, how could you you've got to be like laughing inside, like, come on.
Well, he punched Lamar Odom in the face 5 times in a row, though.
Oh, dude, I need to send you that footage that people haven't seen. There was a director, this dude, the cool dude. This guy actually, Chase Crawford. He's like a verified filmmaker, producer, actor, and he interviewed Aaron that whole week of the Lamar Odom fight, and he sent me this footage that nobody had seen. I did put it in one of my videos as content. You probably never saw it, but the footage actually I think I may have said this to you on our live, but I was like it actually did make Aaron look better, and I can send it to you in a DM.
He was like, whenever he was motivated and he thought he was going to fight again, I feel like he was in a good place. But I feel like
I give him
somebody
props.
talked him out of it. Had him, they made him, they made him scared because Benzino's
about Benzino.
Yeah, dude, Benzino's almost 60 years old. Aaron Carter and Benzino, that would have been a fair fight.
So you think what do you think his reasoning was for backing out of that fight? Because I forget what his
somebody told him in his corner something.